not really froze. Hello, everybody. It's a good Sunday evening. I hope everybody's Oh, look at that. We acted like we froze up and 4 people left. I hope everybody's weekend went well. Ours did. We had a great time with Grandma, and she's here for the remaining week. And I had some games to umpire. Chastity did a little bit of Instacarting, and she's all dressed up because while I was umpiring, she went to Dustin's bachelorette.
Not bachelorette. I
thought that's what it was called, bachelorette thing.
Something like that.
Some kind of graduation. This is like the 4th event they've had.
Baccalaureate.
Baccalaureate?
I think something like that.
Geez, how much crap do we have to do? I'm super proud of him, but my goodness, public schools don't do this much stuff.
They don't do anything for graduation.
Especially in Murray County, where we grew up.
Yeah. Murray County, Georgia.
Yeah. Murray County. But welcome in, guys. Welcome. I'm glad to see everybody here. And, Sunday's a blessed day anyway, but any day here on this side of the topsoil is a good day.
That's right.
And we've had a good one. Me and Grandma watched church this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Chastity was a sinner because she went out and worked on the Lord's Day. But we've had a blessed and great time. All right, so let's take care of the admin here. So I'd like to welcome our mods, and some of them are not in yet, but I'd like to welcome and thank them. Meg, Danny, who's on his way to Sedona and then on to Vegas. Amy, who I saw in the chat already. Fordman, aka Kenneth Oakes, and Kelly and Tammy. Thank you guys for what you do, helping us out and everything. You'll never know how much we appreciate it, and how much you make a little guy feel like a big guy and a little gal feeling like a big gal. You probably don't want to feel like a big gal, I guess.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to say older gal because that's even worse. All right. I know. I turned old on the 20th. I don't turn an age anymore. I just turn old. So who do we have in the chat? We have the Cruise Nuts. They said they can't stay long, but they stopped in to share the love. We appreciate that. We've got Meg. And oh goodness, we've got GW Firebird. I still don't know why I just gave him this channel to just do whatever he wants to with. It's not my normal MO.
Sir Josh.
He has this power over you when you start talking to him. It's weird. Amy from Amethyst Haze, welcome in. Cool Gamer, howdy. How you doing? Good to see you. Sir Paul of the Vines, welcome in. And that's where we're at so far. So positive vibes. I know they're finishing up, so we'll start seeing some guys or some folks filtering in here as we go. So, so this week, again, we just keep racking up these sponsors. It's unbelievable to me that these places want to sponsor us. It's actually unbelievable that some of these places still even exist. I thought they were defunct. But this week, Mr. Herman Merman, he come through with another one, and here we go.
Tonight's episode of Shooting the Breeze with Josh and Chastity is brought to you by Showbiz Pizza. Stay in tune until the end of the show and find out how you could get a free cruise.
Keep in mind that Josh and Chastity has no authority to get a free cruise, and that Showbiz Pizza no longer exists.
So
the fine print.
Yeah, I mean, we called Saul Goodman, and he let us know that we should probably add that little piece there at the end. So that's, our lawyer informed us it'd probably be best if we read some fine print in a very fast manner. So who in the chat remembers or has ever visited Showbiz Pizza? I used to love it. We had one in East Ridge or Chattanooga.
Yeah, it might be in East Ridge.
Yeah, Showbiz Pizza. Their band was much better than Chuck E. Cheese. Just let me tell you. I like.
There's no band at Chuck E. Cheese.
There was, I think.
Yeah, they have a band.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah. The new Chuck E. is.
I thought that just the mouse.
Showbiz.
Chuck E. just walked around.
No, they had the band back in the back.
Showbiz was the shiz.
Especially if you had a birthday. You know, they had those back there for the birthday celebrations.
Oh yeah.
Like me some Showbiz pizza. Too bad those things aren't around anymore.
I mean, they're making a comeback. They're trying to get people to sponsor them and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's some of those animatronics are the things of nightmares, but you know. Yeah. All right. So you guys have seen the video that we've put out about this wheel. This is the Wheel of Doom, and this is what we have so far. Now, sure, I'm glad that the captain and Danny are not in the room right now because I could see a whole lot of
These
stuff
are
getting
not
made fun
ours.
of. Yeah, I added some today.
Oh, okay.
So far we have Eat Vegemite, Pickle Juice Shot, Run Around Shouting. So what this says, you can't see it, but what it says is run around shouting the lyrics to Maniac. He's a maniac, maniac. Take a selfie with a stranger. Perform I'm a Little Teapot. Eat hot nuts. Pour ice water on your partner, your spouse. Do a hot sauce shot. Eat hot jerky and do a spoonful of cinnamon. So those are the dares so far. I've got another one I'm going to add in here. It's going to be run up to someone and do the ring entrance for Triple H where he spits the water out and stuff. We're gonna
Spitting.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing these. These will be done while we are out at the Virginia Beach waterfront. I'm going to give our friends at Mahi's a call and see if they'll let us mooch off their free Wi-Fi, and we'll do it in that area there. So get those dares in. If there's something you want to see us really do, shoot it in here. Troy S. already shot us in a $10 plus dare, and I'll be doing no, I won't be. GW will be doing a Koalify. You'll just have to find out what that is. That'll have to be done before we go on the cruise, but the rest of them, they come in, we'll do them on the cruise. Antoinette, welcome in, friend. Hey, friends. Hey. We love Antoinette. We love all you guys, but Antoinette, she's just special. All right, let's get that off of there. And so on the show tonight, we have the wonderful Miss Grandma. So it is starring Grandma. And so what we're going to do is she's going to tell us all about what she likes to do for a hobby. And it's very interesting. She's going to talk a little bit about her family. She's going to talk about herself. And then she's going to talk about her adventures in genealogy. So it's very interesting. And our family trees are also very interesting because they have a lot of twigs and a lot of branches, and some of them run together. And, typical
They don't run together.
typical Appalachian
You gotta quit
fashion.
saying that. Our branches don't run together.
They run close.
They run close. They run real close. Hello, Captain. Reporting for duty. All right. So that's going to be the meat of the show. All right. So birthdays and anniversaries. Is there anybody out there with a birthday or anniversary that they want to share with us? So we can, if you'll share it with us, we'll sing happy birthday to you.
Good going. Now nobody's going
Hey, Landon. Papa loves you.
Ready? Let's do it.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
That's his favorite.
All right, let's see here. Aaron Smith, hello there. Am I in the right place? Thought this was Moonlight. I see it's a punishment wheel. Miss Janice, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to have you in. Our new friends, the funnel heads that we are trying to corrupt, they are in. I've seen some of their lives and stuff and some of their videos, and they seem so kind and innocent. What did you get into when you started hanging out with the likes of us? Who encouraged this?
I think they're going to be on Or were they?
They're on
already?
Lovey's? I
Yeah.
think they're going to be on Lovey's. Yeah. Drop that in the chat. I think we're right. You guys are Lovey's going to be hosting you guys next week.
Yeah. So that.
All right. And so also we need to know about cruise and vacation countdowns. Here is ours. 12 days until we sail on the Carnival Magic. Not only will this be, well, I don't know what I was going to say there. It's going to be Tracy's first cruise. It's going to be Dustin's first cruise. Dustin's excited because he's 18 and he could go to the club. So it's going to be a big time
Not
for
the
him.
Club.
Yeah, the club, the nightclub.
He's not going to that.
Yeah, he is.
He's wanting to have a drink in the Bahamas.
Well, yeah,
Because he will be 18. Or
That-
he's
that too,
18, so
yeah.
he can drink there. But he's not going to go in that club. He
Okay,
won't.
okay. You think your little boy is just
He won't.
innocent? Hello, Kenny, our favorite tuber, one of our favorite mods. Meg's still our favorite mod, but you're one of our favorites. And I promise you,
You're in the
buddy,
top 5.
you're in the top 5. I promise you,
All of you are in the top 5.
tomorrow we're going to get the box in the mail for you so you can open up something from us in your mail call. If you're new to Ford Man, which I don't see how anybody could be, but his mail calls and some of the taste tests he does, just great. The work he does on vehicles and stuff, he just blows me away with his motivation and enthusiasm. Makes me want to work harder and be a better person. All right, let's see here. Janice, 111 days to the horizon. And Janice, I believe that's going to be your first cruise. Am I correct on that? And if it is, we know you're going to have a great time, and we hope you have the greatest of times. Funnel Heads. So, yeah, they are on with Lovey on the 26th at 8 p.m. That's sure to be a great show. Meg is 68 days away. And we have a new guy here in the room, Stephen Sheets. He asked that we would allow him to introduce himself. He's from the United States, and he's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and a country singer. His name is Stephen Sheets. Welcome in. Welcome in. I think GW Firebird may know you. That maybe that's how you came in here. you probably need to look at GW Firebird and some of his. I'll tell you what, Stephen, and I'm not kidding when I say this. So GW does our Reacts channel. So if you would like to send, maybe some of your SoundCloud or some of your music that you may have on YouTube, if you want to send that over to Moonlight Adventure 757 at Gmail, a link to that, we'll get GW to do a reaction to some of your music. Oh, where am I at here? Mr. Paul Vines, 68 days away until the Valor with Miss Meg. Yeah, and y'all, man, again, that ship, we love it. I'd go back on that ship in a heartbeat.
I would go on any ship in a heartbeat.
Well, that's true. It's except for the Scientology ship. I'd probably stay off of that one. 82 days to the Carnival Elation. Yes, Meg.
All 5 of you are in the top 5.
All 5 are in the top 5. All right, we got Tripping with Jerry and Michelle in the house. Good to have you guys. Good to see you. 82 days, Antoinette, until the Carnival Elation. We have to get on a cruise with Miss Antoinette. I know we would have a ball. We'd have a ball with all you guys. Oh, what else we got? And that's it. All right, good. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. Stephen, we appreciate that. All right, now one thing that I did not mention, I'd like to thank my dime piece to my left, and I'd like to thank the dime piece to my right, because this was a concerted effort between Grandma and Chastity to get Studio A in the shape that it's in. Congratulations. Good job.
What, the wall?
Yeah, the wall. It's not done yet.
It's not done.
But it's getting there.
You posted that picture before it was done. The big centerpiece, which you can't see because it's so long, but it will be here next week.
It's bona fide. It's getting there. And what you can't see is this, what is it, a 30-inch? I think it's a 30-inch curved screen
No.
So now
It
we
was-
can engage with our audience and look directly at you instead of having to look down here.
We don't even have to squint.
It doesn't matter how big it is. Well, that's what she said. Okay,
It's a 32-inch.
32-inch. That's right, Meg. Meg said dime pieces. They're quarters.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
what I
Meg.
was thinking.
Thank you, Meg.
Especially Chas. Well, she's all dressed up beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Here I am looking like a slob, but I'm trying to represent Groove for St. Jude. This is what our fundraiser is all about.
Mhm.
When we get on the cruise, we are going to take and 100% of what we get, whether it's $100,
We're going
1,000,
to take in
10,000.
120% of what we get because we're going to also give.
Yeah.
Whatever we get plus whatever we decide to give.
Yeah. So, again, if anybody thinks we were trying to pay for our cruise with this, I have no idea where that came from. I was just,
It makes me mad though, really.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
what I think was happening is the gentleman or lady had a gentleman's name, but she corrected me and told me she was a ma'am. So that's
Ma'am,
fine.
not man.
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am.
She-
Ma'am.
Hey, whatever floats your boat. But anyway, they had a Facebook group and all this kind of stuff, and it kind of felt like to me that they were just trolling because we were getting some action on that page and people were talking to us and stuff, and I could care less. We're not in it for us, but sometimes you just get those people, and it's like Nick Nimmin says, if you got people trolling, then you're probably doing something right. So that's what we're going to go with. Janice says it looks great. Funnelhead said they
Thank
love
you.
it. And Paul says he loves it. And Meg also.
Thank
Did a
y'all.
great job. All right. Let me get back on cruising vacation. All right. So without further ado, and Grandma's hoping that she's not going to be nervous. And by saying that, I probably made her nervous. But
She's
I've
never
let her know
nervous.
you guys are our family. We consider y'all, family in the virtual realm. And she has absolutely nothing to be concerned about because I know you guys are going to enjoy it. We enjoy listening to Grandma talk, and she has a lot of great stories. So without further ado, Grandma is going to talk a little bit about genealogy. But to begin with, I'd like for Grandma to introduce herself and just tell us a little bit about her.
My name is Sandra Crow. And I know we had a lot of fun Friday night talking about Josh's birthday and him being 40 and me 39. But I'm actually, next Friday, I'll be 77. And I'm really proud to be in the condition I'm in. I do have some health problems. My oxygen tank is right here. I just took it off for a little bit. I have pulmonary hypertension, which I don't know. But anyway, I have my husband, Robert, died about 9 years ago of pulmonary fibrosis. I have two sons, Brett and Bart. I have 6 grandchildren.
So hang on a second, Grandma.
Uh-huh.
Explain to the people the Brett and Bart.
Some of you may not remember him. I ran into this at the State Farm agent the other day, and he had no idea who the Mavericks were, but Brett and Bart Maverick were poker players back in the.
We are a poker playing family.
Yes.
On holidays, we play poker
2 or more Crow families get together. There's a poker game.
Yeah.
with pennies, nickels, and dimes.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
saves their change all year
Yep.
for
Exactly.
Christmas.
Sorry, but
That's
I
okay.
can't.
No, that's
with
good.
names like Brett and Bart, I'm sure some of the folks are like, there's got to be a story there.
But oh, thank you. Somebody's already wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you. Where was I?
Brett, 6 grandkids.
Oh, 6 grandchildren, 5 great grandchildren, and we'll have the 6th one in July. 1 great grandchild, Landon. He's our special one.
Yeah.
And then I have 3 grandchildren in law right now. Yep.
Yeah.
That's something. That's why Josh is, I'm both of their
I'm
Josh.
Grandma's grandson in love.
Yes, yes.
at your
He's-
face, so lit up. Angela.
Well,
Well,
he's
so-
been with us longer than any of them. I mean, I've been through it with them for like 20 something
23
years,
years.
23 years,
yeah.
and they've had some ups and downs, but I'm really proud of both of them and what they've
All-
achieved.
All of Josh's grandparents have passed
Right.
away, and his parents.
Parents.
So
And I've kind of
my
adopted
family's
him.
his family.
Yes.
Whether she wants to or not, she's stuck with me.
But we're proud of both of them.
Yeah.
Ellie's a strip poker.
No, thank goodness it's not strip poker.
We haven't started that yet.
No, we're not going to do that. That's an ugly sight to think of.
Meg, you're a moderator. Put him in timeout.
I started doing Ancestry back in 1969 when I was pregnant with my youngest son. I was just interested in finding out who my family was. And of course, this was back before computers and internet and all that. So you had to do it the old fashioned way. You had to go to grandma and talk to her and see what she could remember. And then you had to go to your great Aunt Mary to confirm that what grandma remembered was really what grandma remembered. And then, of course, you could go to the libraries. And those, do any of you even remember microfiche film? Those little blue things that you had to roll. And oh gosh, they make you go.
Remember libraries.
They still exist, I think.
I think they do, yeah. And then you can go to courthouses and get some information, but they always wanted to send you down to the archive files down in the basement, which had either been flooded or burnt from an old courthouse or something. But one interesting thing was we found in Pickens County, Georgia, we found my mother-in-law and father-in-law celebrated their anniversary. Well, they didn't really celebrate it, but they had 4 kids. They said their anniversary was August the 26th. When we found a copy of their marriage certificate, it was actually August the 28th. But and then of course the fun part was traipsing through cemeteries. Oh, and it's really weird, but I enjoy that. I love just traipsing through there, and sometimes like Dr. Mallard on NCIS, I talk to him. Anyway, that's the old-fashioned way. But then they got the computers, and now it's just so much easier. I mean, there's Ancestry.com, there's Family Tree, Find a Grave. You can just click on that and find graves and find out which church they're at or what cemetery they're at. And sometimes, and most of the time, they even show you the monuments. You can see the actual monument there. And I keep my records on Family Tree Maker, and that's a program that you can buy and keep it in, it's yours then. Ancestry.com, you have to renew every 6 months or a year. Let's see. The one thing about searching for Ancestry is that you either love it or you don't care anything about it at all. Neither of my sons are interested in it, but I think it's kind of because they don't know which of their wives or ex-wives that they should trace their history to.
Show me where you're about to go. Have you talked about this yet?
No.
Okay. Let me.
No,
So Billy J has a question. I think this
Okay.
is so he asked if you've done the DNA test like 23andMe.
I have. I've done it, and I bought DNA kits for all of the family, all of the grandchildren. The only one that is not cannot do his ancestry is the one that went to St. Jude, Dakota. He did a test, but because he had the bone marrow transplant, it will not work with him. But all of them, and I've just recently got a new grandson-in-law, and he's already done his. So I'm pretend I'm interested in it, but I can check out their family.
It's kind of interesting because one of the things that I learned through it was, and after asking around, or I'd heard the stories or something, but on the Jackson side, the Jackson is the maiden side of my family. They were all English, but they ran out of England because they were scoundrels and wound up in Scotland and Ireland. So we're of English descent, but they all migrated here from Scotland and Ireland, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I learned. I knew that my great-great-grandmother came from Dublin, Ireland, but then when I did the DNA testing and all, I found out that I really have more relatives that come from Germany. So, and my youngest son says the problem with finding out who your family is finding out who your family is. And this is something that you never finish the research. I mean, you have another line to check and you just want to go further. And Ancestry and Family Tree, all of those, they keep adding more. And then with the DNA testing, they keep finding more information and research. So you can just go back and find something new every time you go back.
Yeah, and speaking of that, like when I was in school, probably 8th grade or so, everybody had to do a family tree going back at least to your grandparents. So everybody brought in like going back to their grandparents, and some of them had great grandparents on there. Well, I asked Grandma to, print me up something. She printed, I had like 16 pages stapled together going back to 1800s.
And I remember because we were in school together, and we actually we had no interest in each other at the time.
No, they were like, yeah, so everybody else had one little sheet of paper, but mine was like a big poster size.
So Billy
So
J
I got 100 on that.
responded there. He's talking about the 23andMe, and it confirmed everything that his dad found out about genealogy. And then Ron Smith, he agrees with you. You either heavy in it or you just don't care about it. That's yeah. I mean, it's like a lot of things, I mean, it's like doing the YouTube thing. There's a lot of people look at you like, why do you do it? And it's made us closer, and we enjoy meeting the people. So
another interesting thing that has happened in our family is that my brother had adopted. They had one child that was natural, and then they had 2 daughters that died at just a few hours old, and then they adopted 2 sons. Well, we all just, we knew that Paul was adopted, but nobody thought anything about it. He was just Paul. He was the family, So probably about 7 years ago, his wife texted me one morning and said, could Paul have been adopted? And it's like, oh my, what am I going to say? And my son said, Mom, he's got this information. He knows something. So sure enough, his sister, his real sister, biological sister, had contacted him through 23andMe and said, I think I'm your sister. So they ended up meeting each other, and they're still very close and visit each other. She's in South Carolina, he's in Georgia, but then they have really, gotten together. His biological dad was dead, and his adoptive, my brother, is dead, but the mothers are still alive. But it was interesting, and of course we didn't think anything about it. He's still Paul. He's still our.
That's how I found out about it when you told me that Paul contacted you about being adopted. Like, what? He's adopted?
We never thought anything about it. Let me see. I don't know. One of the things that is interesting that I found out. My maiden name is Bryan, Bryan, and my family was from Blue Ridge and LJ, Georgia. But then they moved over to Cherokee County in Georgia, and when they got over there, when they were in Blue Ridge and LJ, their name was Bryant, Bryant. But when they moved over to Cherokee County, they dropped the T. We don't know why, so it's Bryan. And my husband, our name is Crow, and I remember meeting his great aunt Victoria. But when she was a teenager, she didn't like the name Crow, Crow. So she put an E on it to make it a little fancy, So the spellings, and I found a lot of this in research that they've changed their name.
Yeah, it was pretty. When you got on that one, we actually met a Crow in town here in Smithfield when Grandma came and visited the first time, and he was from North Carolina, and they did not have the E. They were the OW, but I think we determined that he probably wasn't kin.
Yeah.
Because they said they came to the country with the E and they dropped it when they came to the country. So that's kind of interesting to find out through this stuff.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed researching it, and it's, I've been doing this for over 52 years. And I determined that if I had all the money I've spent on Ancestry.com, I could take several cruises. But thank y'all for letting me talk to you, and I hope you enjoy your ancestry search.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me talk a little bit about, because we haven't done this really. So our story, we've been told, and Grandma has pushed us, and she wants us to write our story down. And we kind of started on it one time and we stopped. But so Chastity and I, we met each other when we were in third grade, third grade.
Second. I think it's second when we
yeah.
have that video.
Yeah. And it goes all the way back. I mean, there's videography and there's photography that shows. And I remember.
I think it's our second or third grade picture,
Yeah.
class picture. We're standing right beside each other. We're not going out, but.
and you know, we got to middle school and I had this friend and we loved Beavis and Butthead. And we acted like Beavis and Butthead in class and just silly. You know, I've always done impressions and been silly and stuff. And Chastity hated it. So she hated me. And then, to make it even worse, I started dating her best friend.
Which I didn't care because I didn't like you.
But I didn't treat her very well because I really did like her. But anyway,
Not me, the friend.
So I called Chastity one night on the phone, and the friend was there spending the night. And for whatever reason, her friend, she said, "Hey, talk to Chastity. I'm going to go take a shower." And I was like, "Oh, awesome." So I get on the phone with Chastity. I'm like, "Hey, go in there and tell her I'm breaking up with her." And she's like, "Well, why?" I said, "Well, tell her I'm going to start dating you." But she didn't do that. But long story short, got away from that girl. And then I was racing go-karts for a guy, dirt go-karts for a guy that lived on in the same area. She lived on Scott Road. He lived on Ridley Road. They were like adjacent roads. And I was standing on his porch and I saw Chastity walking down the road and I was like, "Hey, I got to go." So I jumped in the car, jumped in the truck, went as fast as I could to stop and get her. Of course, she just lived like a quarter mile around I was like, "Hey, you need a ride?" She got in. I remember she smelled good. She was wearing like CK1 or something. I still remember it.
Yeah.
And I dropped her off, got her phone number, and I went on and I did something that night and I was out until like midnight. So, I'm sure she was expecting me to call her, but I was already just head over heels for her. So I ran her down the next day at school and I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry I didn't call you. I'll call you tonight." And
literally ran.
Yeah.
I was walking down the hall and I could hear running. What the?
And the rest is kind of history. We got together at a very young age, and we became pregnant at 16 and
17.
Yeah, that was 17.
Yeah, you're right. 17.
We started dating at 16 though.
Yeah, was pregnant at 17, married at 17. Our oldest son, he's a very astute young man, and he used to say it was because he went through high school twice because he watched us graduate in Grandma's arms and in my mama's arms. But we lived with Grandma for a while, and just all the things you got to do when you're young and trying to get settled and get right. And Grandpa was in the Army as well as some of my family, and they all advised me on what we should do for getting in the Army. And I don't think Grandma and Grandpa were really that much for me joining the Army because it was going to take us away. But I appreciated it. It wasn't like they were going to let us do what we were going to do. I think they were pressuring us to make sure that we understood what we were getting into. And we've always appreciated that. It's one of the best decisions we ever made. And Grandpa, once he realized I was serious, he advised me into the job field I should get into. And, it's just, there's a whole lot we could talk about here, but we don't have a lot of time. But the history that we have with Grandma and with my mother and my dad dying back to back, all my grandparents passing away. And, Romans 8:28 says, "All things work together for the good of those that love him and are called according to his word." And we are a example of that, because I can see things that have happened in our lives and that have put us in places that we could be blessed. And Grandma's a big part of that. She really is. We love her.
Since we got new comments,
yeah, I was going to go up here and look at questions right quick. So all right. So let's see here. Where were we back at? So Janice was asking if you have ever been on a cruise.
I have not.
So she hasn't been on a cruise, but you have been to the islands.
I did. We went to the Bahamas in 1976, and Coca-Colas were 50 cents. We thought that was outrageous. Back in the States, they were only a dime.
Antoinette says we are family. Yes, we are, and we love it. Your name is Grandma here, Meg says.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Antoinette says that you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
A little older, but
Janice says that all her grandparents are in heaven as well,
Oh.
and so does
we're, so
Antoinette.
sorry. We're sorry.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here.
Well, all Chastity has left is just me and her grandpa on the
On my
papa on the
mom's
other side. Yeah.
Aaron Smith says all his grandparents are gone, and he's only down to one aunt.
Oh.
Let's see. Cruising on the high seas. Good day, folks. Hey, I still need your address because maybe I'm just dumb, but I could not find it. Well, it's not maybe. I am dumb. But Moonlight Adventure 757 at Gmail, or you can go on our Facebook and shoot me an instant message, and I'll continue to try and find you guys. But yeah, good day, Rob. Good to have you in. Meg says you're very sleuthy.
Thank you.
Oh, it jumped on me.
What's it keep doing
I
that?
don't know. It's not just us. I heard other
Not
people
everybody,
say
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. And, I'm glad it works out for some people. It didn't
Yeah.
work out for me. So
Yeah, that's
I didn't
right.
learn
We
learn
forgot.
who my biological was through 23andMe.
Mm.
So another, I hate that I'm not trying to make this about me, but I didn't know my dad. My mom didn't tell me until I was 12 that my dad adopted me, and that my real dad, I didn't know who he was. And he was pretty much a deadbeat. And when I finally got to meet him, he confirmed that. But a testament to my adopted family, they actually got mad at my mom because they didn't want me to ever find out, and they never treated me in any way like it's one thing to be a parent, to be a great parent, and hats off, but it's something totally different. And I said this at my dad's funeral, to choose to be a parent,
Right.
and to love. Not anyway. But
Get teary here.
I miss my dad, and I miss my mom terribly. But anyway, so at 32, 33, we met my father, my biological, and everything was kind of good for the first year or so. I'm glad he didn't raise me, because I would
They're
definitely not
very
be
different.
the kind of person I am right now, because they're very different from us. But he was a nice enough man, and we enjoyed him. And but it was just, I don't know. We had a falling out. Long story short, turns out I believe he's just as sorry as he was from day one. So anyway, there's that.
And
so
his
it don't always
biolog-
work out.
And his stepmother is only a couple of years older than you, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
She,
42. My stepmother. Yeah.
or 41. I think she's only 1 year older.
Yeah, you might be right. So Paul, I've had family have to change states and things as well. Yep. Billy J says the T's silent in the brain.
Okay.
Antoinette says thanks for sharing.
Oh, thank
so
you.
does Meg.
Thank you for listening and shit.
And so does Billy J.
Oh, thank y'all.
Does anybody have any questions for Grandma?
We're still working through here. Janice was, she liked the story. She's interested in how we got together. Meg. Thank you, Antoinette. She brings me way up. We all know that. I think you guys are saying amen to Romans 8:28 there. And that's one of my favorite verses of scripture. Totally agree. Here we go. What is Grandma's favorite artist?
Well, to be honest with you, I have a granddaughter that is an artist. She's 13 years old.
Great work.
Her name is Isabella Crow. For this past, I think
Have
this
that.
may be the 6th year that she paints, and they develop, they change it into a calendar, and she sells these calendars around the end of the year for $15, and the proceeds for that goes to Kenya, a place in her where she goes to. Where she goes to schools.
She goes to a Christian school.
Yeah,
It's a
they
mission.
support a mission in Kenya, and the other half of the money, half of it goes to this mission, and the other half goes to a local industry in Marietta, Georgia. It's actually 6 or 7 counties there near Marietta called Must, and it's where they provide food and
clothing
and yes, and nights and nights. Spend the night there for the homeless people. And
is there any way? Is any of her stuff online anywhere?
I don't know if any. She doesn't want to sell it. She wants to keep them all, but we try to convince her. But my son, her dad, is also an artist. He's done several things, but so I guess that's kind of selfish. But she's my favorite artist.
So, however, Grandma, I know that before there was an Isabella, Ben Hampton.
Yes, I bought some. I used to collect Ben Hamptons. I gave all of them to the grandchildren.
We have.
He's a local artist there. He's in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and he did a lot of beautiful landscapes and old home places and that kind of stuff.
Hey, welcome in, Lovey. Aaron was saying thanks to us for sharing the story. Yeah, we'll reveal more as we go, but I don't, is what it is. Antoinette, that is fantastic.
Oh wow!
There's nothing. I tell you, that kind of love just goes beyond. And I can tell you the way, and Mike Lovelace, we know, your story with Anthony. It's amazing. So knowing what my life could have been without my dad. I mean, I have a father, but I also have a dad, and then dad is earned, father is given. We didn't always see eye to eye, but he taught me right from wrong, and I try to live up to him every day. And sometimes I carry him with me, don't I?
Yeah.
And sometimes he haunts the boat.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, all right. What else we got here? Man, my goodness.
Why does it keep jumping?
It keeps jumping. I don't know.
Careful, wait up.
Look who's in the house. It is Mr. Air Force all the way from South Korea. Yeah, and Dylan, you own a few of those Ben Hamptons. I think, does he have a Rambling Rose? I think he has a Rambling Rose.
I think
she's got Rambling Rose.
Yeah, we got the Rambling Rose. Janice is asking, what is your favorite travel spot?
My grandchildren. I hardly ever go anywhere.
She likes Smithfield, Virginia, a whole lot.
Oh yeah. If I get an opportunity to go somewhere, it's usually to visit one of my grandchildren. I have Chastity and Josh in Virginia. I have another granddaughter and just recently got married, lives in North Carolina. I have 2 granddaughters in Georgia. One's in Rome, and then the one I live with, Isabella. And then I have a grandson in Spring City, Tennessee, and another grandson in Copper Basin, Tennessee. And then, of course, Landon's in Clarksville. So they're all spread about. So if I get to go travel anywhere, I go see one of my grandchildren.
Landon's in Clarksville and will be in Florida in less than a year now.
Yeah.
So we're excited to get Dylan back, and we're excited to get him down in Florida, where we will surely be cruising a lot out of there. So we'll do a weekend with them and then cruise out afterwards. But he'll be living down around Panama City. Aaron says it's awesome that Isabella supports foreign and domestic missions. Janice says that she loves Romans 8:28 as well. Also have one of my other favorite verses of scripture is Proverbs 27:17, I believe it is. It's my favorite. I can't even remember it now. But that used to be one I used a lot. It's iron sharpens iron. I used to use that a lot when I coached. It's still in my email. But Lovey's Fat Life, he says his greatest gift was fostering and then adopting. Yeah, for sure. Chastity and I, it's I don't want to say it's off the table, but it's one of the things that, we've talked about it seriously a couple times, and We had our 2 biological children, but there's so many kids out there
Oh, yes.
that need parents. And, if you have the means necessary, and I'm going to tell you, if you're angry with what's going on in the world today, it's a lack of parenting is the problem. It's not color. It's not creed. It's not culture. It's a lack of parenting. And the best thing you can do to make that change is to parent and to mentor. If you can't parent, mentor, and that includes older folks. If there's a young adult in your life that you can mentor and make a change in, it goes a long way.
Meg was asking what was my.
Yeah, I got that
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, Grandma, she wants to know what Grandma's favorite non-genealogical hobby is.
I like to do crafts. My son Bart that I live with and we used to do a lot of, I did sewing fabric things, neck warmers with rice in them and that you could heat. And I made tooth fairy pillows and all kind of stuff. And we went to different shows and sew things, But yeah, I like doing crafts and
Show them
scrapbooking.
what you got in there now. They're cross stitch, whatever that is.
Well, I know
That you're working on.
Oh, yeah, I am doing some embroidery work right now. I have this new great grandson that's going to be born in July, and I'm making a quilt for him, and it's embroidery. But I like to do a crochet and embroidery and sew on the sewing machine. I've tried to teach Chastity, but
I know how much you like to do it. That's why I save
she saves up everything till I get here, and
We
I
put
can-
everything in this closet right here. Like save that for Grandma. So she usually has a few things to practice on.
Since he's going to be a Leo.
Sorry, folks. This is what people tune in for, is this kind of stuff.
His room is decorated with lions, and so I've still got to work on it. I hope I get it done before he needs it in the winter, and I will. But
That's very good.
So,
all right, what else we got here? It's jumping down on us. Let's get up. So Dylan's saying we got to. Oh, don't worry, Dylan. We'll be down there. You're probably going to have relatives that you didn't realize you had come visit you when you're down in Panama City. I know when we lived at. Okay, I won't say it. I'll just say there were duty stations that were more favorable for folks to come than others.
Yeah.
When we were. Oh, Dylan, you're going to have to hide. Billy J's only an hour and a half away from you when you get down there. He's going to make you scrub the poop deck. Roger that. Love you. That you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Meg says she loves crafting.
Good.
Dylan says, one time we went to stay with Grandma for the weekend and I forgot my pajamas, and I remember that. And she made him a set of pajamas.
Yeah, she did. She was like, I'll be right back. And she left and came back and had him a set of pajamas.
Oh, Billy J says he thinks Grandma likes to drink wine too.
I do.
She does. It's not the wine. She just likes
Yes,
she likes
the fruit. Yeah,
The health
likes to keep her
benefits.
Yeah, the
fruit.
health benefits.
Meg says the quilt was beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so you obviously are a very patient man. Actually, when we during the pandemic, Paul, when we were locked down, we did a lot of fishing, and I watched. It's kind of how we got on to watching a lot of YouTube, really, because we would watch
One Fish, Two Fish.
Yeah, One Fish, Two Fish, which is a great fishing show, and we had no idea that they were so close to us until we started watching them. They're just like right down the street in Virginia Beach. But when we were watching that, we started figuring out how to tie all these different polymer knots and all these kind of stuff. Chastity can load her own line. She can bait her own hook.
I
She can take
could
the
last
fish
year. I
off.
don't know if I still can.
And she actually, we live on the Pagan River, so her nickname from me was the Pagan River Pescadora, because she would outfish me every single time.
That's because you put so much thought into it. Like you're actually trying to fish and like using all these techniques. And I usually just throw it out and get on my phone and I catch fish because
She caught a
working too
monster redfish, the biggest redfish we've ever caught. It was almost above slot. So in Virginia, it has to be below slot to keep it. So I think it's
18 to 20.
18 to 25. And she caught one like 24 3/4, which a lot of people were giving us a hard time. Like, oh, sure, 3/4.
But
But anyway, so we're out there, and I actually had her a jig tied on, and she threw it out there, and she was jigging with it a little bit, but probably not getting after it the way I would. And sure enough, bam! As soon as she caught this monster redfish, and it was beautiful. But I don't get jealous because I love eating them. I start getting hungry when we catch a redfish every time. Janice says crafting is fun.
Yes, it is.
So Lovey's is asking, do you recall how much a soda pop was when you were a child?
Oh, yes. It was a nickel.
Oh,
And I remember when they went up to 6 cents. Oh, my. Yeah. And then a dime. And then now, what are they? 89 cents?
Yeah.
Or some places even more than that, $1.89.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're lucky, you can get them like
a can, like if you just buy a can, I don't know if they're still 50 cents. I
no,
think
they're
I
a
don't-
dollar
I
at
don't
the
think
school.
you buy-
$1.
Those are I buy them
Yeah,
at the school
yeah.
$1. Everything is going up. Unfortunately, it's a shame, but it's the ebb and flow. We'll see how things turn out. So Dylan, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, so what I've started doing is I set up a chicken rig, and I throw that out and I leave it, and then I have my other gadgets and getsits that I'll get out there and I'll do my jigging with, because I was brought up to bass fish, and my dad would always say, if you're a bottom fisher, you're lazy. That's not really fishing. So I've got it in my mind that I can't just bottom fish.
But we've stopped doing that. He takes out 2 or 3 rods and trying to fish with all of them. That's how he's flipped his kayak and lost all of them at his phone. So the 3rd time that's happened, we stopped doing that.
Aaron says, you know what I've noticed on TV, drama, cop shows, a lot of times people who foster parents are portrayed as creeps who are just in it for the check. Unfortunately, there's some truth to that,
Yeah.
but it's like everything. So the unit that I was in, I know this seems like I'm taking a long way around the barn here, but the unit that I was in the Army, we were known for not holding the line on a lot of the military standards. But it wasn't because we didn't believe in them, like the majority of us did, but it was the 1 or 2 that gave everybody else a bad name. And I think it's the same thing. Stuff gets sensationalized so much nowadays that the minority that may be doing the wrong thing makes the majority look bad.
Right.
And I think the majority are like Lovey. At least I do hope so. But, I can't confirm or deny that, but I would have to believe that that's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Billy J. So he's asking for a friend. I know which friend you're asking for. Does Grandma like Carolina barbecue? If not, he totally understands. But do you prefer Texas Miss or KC barbecue?
The only one that I have tried is probably someplace in Georgia. There's a little town called Tate, Georgia, that they had Two Brothers barbecue, and they had sawdust on the floor, and it's near where my in-laws lived, and they had this big moonshine still. It was non-working, but my father-in-law had built it. He owned a welding shop, and he had welded this, but they had the best barbecue. It was, it was Two Brothers there.
So I said the grill, her father-in-law, he was an awesome metal worker, and there was a grill that Grandpa had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was just, man, Lovey, you would want this grill. He made some fantastic stuff. Yeah, I like KVD lures. I have a lot of them sitting at the bottom of Kentucky Lake. But I used to catch a lot of fish with
There's
KVD
like bones
lures.
and rods and all kinds of stuff.
Sexy shad was my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janice says she hasn't fished in years. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you're being funny. I got it. When you adopted, you quit fishing. I got it. Carolina barbecue. You're exactly right. It is a vague term. So it's weird because in Kentucky, the sauce is very similar to some of that vinegary based Carolina barbecue.
Yeah.
But the barbecue meat itself was always smoked very well. We just didn't like the barbecue.
Well, Clarksville and Kentucky, like they were right there beside each other. So we would eat in Clarksville, and it's nice, thick, sweet, thick barbecue. Go right across the line into Kentucky, and it's so thin. We would take our own from the house, take our own barbecue sauce. It was so thin and
But
vinegar based.
we watched your show the other day when you were talking about the blue smoke and all that. That was interesting. I had never heard that, but it was good.
Yeah, Lovey, for those of you that may be new in the room, he has another channel called Carolina Blue Smoke. Go over there and like and subscribe. A lot of good information. We also have the Moonlight Adventures Top Shelf Taste Test, and we are rookies. We dabble in cooking, so that's part of the reason why we had Lovey on to assess my job on some poor man's burn ends that I had done. But anyway, if you want to learn how to get better, go to Lovey's. If you want to learn how to get started, come watch me. and then don't repeat the mistakes that I make. All right. Yeah, Billy J says that Georgia barbecue is good too, and the moonshine. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yes,
it's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. Sauce is an afterthought on good barbecue. And it does, it kind of depends. I mean, it accentuates certain cuts, and then some cuts you don't need it at all. It's just very true. Yeah, gotta love the sexy shad.
Yeah.
You can catch so many fish on that doggone thing. I like the sexy shad, and I like the what are those spoons that we use all the time? The Castmasters. Castmasters are great. Janice is asking, in your opinion, is Ancestry DNA or 23andMe better?
I'm not really sure. I know the 23andMe, they do a lot of things they give you the opportunities to give you health you can access your health, and they try to find things from that. So I'm not sure. I've used the 23andMe. So
yeah. We liked it because I liked the way the report came in. Yeah. I don't know about Ancestry DNA, but Grandma shared the reports and stuff with us. And it gave you a map, and it showed the regions of the world that all your DNA came from, which was really pretty interesting because we found out that it was Dylan, right? That had like 1% African in him. And it was this small little island off of Africa that has this long name that started with an M.
Yeah.
And they were almost like a Papua New Guinea kind of tribe that just like nobody. And it's like, how in the world did that happen?
I know it was. I think Mama had that.
Bye, Dylan.
Bye, bub.
Don't hurt yourself if it's leg day. He always calls us when it's leg. He's like, I work out too hard when it's leg day. I make myself sick. Lovey says that's true. Good barbecue doesn't need sauce. That's right. And Meg, she put in our Moonlight Adventures Top Shelf Taste Test, and also Carolina Blue Smoke and outdoor cooking. So with the Carolina Blue Smoke thing, so I went back and I watched some of your, when you and I, Lovey, were talking about splitting channels and all these kind of things. I went back and I watched some of your older stuff. And I didn't have to go back that far, but I saw where you did the Masters smash biscuits. And that gave me the idea for our latest release, which was the smash burgers that we did, because I watched how you did that, and I kind of followed the same process. And I didn't follow any kind of recipe. I just did it the way I thought it would taste good, and they did come out pretty good. But I want to go back and I want to do y'all's smash sandwiches that y'all did, because they looked freaking awesome. Yep, H&H's. All right, Janice. So our next cruise is in 12 days, starts on June 4th, and it will go through the 10th of June. And we'll be sailing on the Carnival Magic with my mother-in-law, because I love her, because the law tells me I have to love her. And my graduating son, this is his graduation present. So we're taking him, and
no, it's not. It's his graduation.
Well, it's his trip. We gave Dylan. We gave him the same options that we gave Dylan. Dylan chose to go to Disney World, and Dustin, he was like, I think I want to do a cruise. So like, hey,
we were at Disney World when we asked him.
Which Romans 8:28 situation, like we would not be part of this community, because the reason we went on our first cruise is we wanted a dry run to see how things happened and how things went. So we headed out and we went on the Valor, and we came back in love with cruising. She was already looking for another cruise, and now we're booked on multiple ones, and it's not going to stop. She Instacarts and I umpire for extra cruise money. So out there when it was so hot today, I got hit in the shoulder, got hit in the neck, and I'm like, going on a cruise.
Yeah, that's how I always start. Like, should I take it? Yeah, that's 2 drinks. Yeah, I'll take it.
So Lovey says that he uses Ancestry. Janice says she's mostly German but wants to take the test. Yeah, it's interesting because, and I have no doubt that you're mostly German, but growing up, you hear things like I was told that I was like Cherokee, and that's why I always tanned the way I did, and all these kind of things. And go back, I mean, maybe because they always said that my grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. Well, maybe she grew up with the Cherokees, but she was not. Like, there's no Cherokee in my bloodline.
Well, and
So,
a lot of it is the ancestry doesn't have a lot of that information. They just have never been allowed to.
well, it wasn't it was my great grandmother.
Yeah.
Not my grandmother. But
Yeah.
Virginia. Yeah. You've been posting a lot. Y'all are actually. I thought we were putting a lot out there, but you guys are putting way more than us right now, and that's good. Are you posting that stuff, Lovey, on your Blue Smoke, or is that going on your main page? And one for you got to have donkey sauce, man. JP, yeah, Billy J says that Janice should do it. 23andMe, it does. It gives you a lot of information. It's good. Hey, Lovey, we're going on October 31st. We are leaving out of Tampa, which would be a good time. There's a lot of good places to eat. We could get down there. We could spend a couple days in Tampa eating and doing videos, and then we could get on the cruise.
Yeah, Lovey says that they have Native American Indians, but that's down there. Yeah, they just it's for some reason they don't show
it's a
those
legal
on
thing.
there. I don't know what it is, but I know they don't.
It wouldn't surprise me if they've had people make it. Really wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because the Cherokee thing, like your pawpaw was half Cherokee.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, it really does have to be in there. Like, but it don't show up.
I mean, there were all these stories about it, and then I was like blown away that there was no Cherokee in my thing, and that was kind of weird. But and Lovey says the same thing. And he says that he's loaded everything on both playlists. I don't know what this comment is, but probably because I hadn't been keeping up with the chat that great. But and Lenny, new in the chat. Thanks for coming by. We are on at 8:00 on Fridays and at 8:00 on Sundays. We'd love to have you more often. Come on in. But he says thank you for the Carnival Spirit videos. Not a lot of videos on that ship. We were thinking the same, and that's why we did as much as we did. And I'm gonna tell you what, we talk a lot about the Valor, but I think the Spirit was better.
Yeah, we were like the second or third when it
come back from Australia.
Yeah. Out of the United States.
And it can definitely only get better because they were shorthanded and a lot of, but it was
all new crew and everything. But
well, that's true too, Paul. What are the ancestors of the American Indians? That I don't know. It's that is a perplexing question. Yeah. There's only one that knows, and none of us are sitting here in this chat. We will all learn one day, hopefully. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. Yep, you're right. Roger that. Good. Now, I actually do love my mother-in-law. But you'll see when she comes on here, if we have any interaction, it probably does not seem like we love each other because we show our love through a very different way.
Tracy was my first daughter-in-law. She's very special to me.
Yeah, I wish we had more time because we've got to get Grandma back on here because there's more stories to tell about the life and times of the Crows, the Sutherlands, the Moons, and the divorces and the remarries, and it's awesome.
Hours, though.
Yeah.
I kind of joke and say I collect daughter-in-laws.
Yeah.
I only have 2 sons, but I got 6 daughter-in-laws.
Yeah, Lenny, we loved it, and we would go back on that ship in a heartbeat. Yeah, no issues going back on that ship. Cruise director was good, the shows were good, food was great. We had no problems with the ship. The only thing that we probably would have changed is just going out of Jacksonville, and it doesn't go out of Jacksonville anymore, so it's not an issue. And Meg, she wants to let you know that you did amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And
I
yes,
appreciate it.
she did, and
thank y'all for having me.
I was entertained.
Yeah.
Were you not entertained? All right. Before we get off here, please send theirs if you haven't done so yet, because our wheel needs more stuff on it. Also, this Friday, we will not be doing a Fermented Friday. And the reason why is Dustin is graduating, our oldest son.
Youngest.
Our
Youngest son.
I had about this much bourbon and that much Coke.
No,
so,
you didn't.
and now it's empty.
And he graduates at 6:00, but we've been doing these graduation things
Oh, my Lord.
all week for the past 2 weeks. Almost every day there's something. So I'm guessing that graduation will last.
Oh, somebody
Hours.
says too, I like to dance. It's according to how much wine I've had.
Yeah. She'll be dancing tonight. Like in the day, no, she's not.
Janice says congrats to Dustin. Yeah, I have saw Grandma and Grandpa dance. So a lot of the songs that I sing on the ship when I do karaoke, those are the ones that Grandma will dance to. So if I start stringing off a "Come on in,"
It really does. No, the last time, what song did you sing?
on the moon.
I don't know. Where like everybody started getting up.
Oh
dancing.
no, that was oh shoot, whoa my love.
I don't remember,
my
but-
darling.
But like all these couples got up and started dancing.
The
I was
Righteous
like,
Brothers.
it reminds me of Grandma and Grandpa.
Unchained Melody.
Yeah,
Unchained
yeah,
Melody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tennessee
Tennessee whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Everybody started dancing to that. Like every time you get up there and sing, everybody's dancing.
So that's something. Now, if you guys
No.
want to send in karaoke, Chastity says no, but if you want to send in karaoke for me to do, I will gladly do it and record it, and we'll send it out as part of the dares for the on ship dares. It's not really a dare because I'm gonna sing, but if you send
You
something,
can send something like rap some song.
I had a request when we were
Baby
on.
Shark.
Yeah, there you go. When we
Oh,
were on the
gosh.
Valor, someone asked me to sing Strawberry Wine. So here I am singing Dina Carter's Strawberry Wine.
Yeah, they got confused.
Oh, look. So Baby Shark, and then look what Meg put up there.
Yeah.
Summer loving.
Oh, yeah.
If I did sing anything, it would be that.
So we used to do that when we would go to grandma's when we were just dating. Like if the crowbar was open and we were doing some kind of party, we would always get up there and we would lip sing "Summer Lovin'" to each other.
And Meatloaf.
Yeah, Meatloaf, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Yep.
Well, Chastity, she's as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. And she's as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm. She's hitting me in the side. My voice is about gone, so been umpiring all week. All right. So no Fermented Friday, and there will also be no Shooting the Breeze. I want to break free. Oh yeah. That's my carnival plug. Okay, so and we also will not be doing a Sunday live because next Sunday we will be live for our
No, we will be doing Sunday.
we're doing the Darathon too. So you want to do
That's
both?
next Sunday.
No,
That is right. That's
that's
this
7
coming
days
Sunday.
away.
Oh yeah.
So we
I'm-
will
I'm-
our live will be the Darathon live from Virginia Beach oceanfront, where we will be taking your dares, spinning the wheel and doing the dares that are on the wheel. We will also be collecting those $10 or more dares that we will execute on the ship, unless it's something like what Troy sent to us, where I'm going to need to do that before we leave. But we will be doing that from 11 o'clock
To 4.
11 to 4, 5 hours. I'm also going to have some special guests that I'm coordinating right now. I have Ford Man. He's gonna join us for 30 minutes or an hour. Billy J will be joining us. I'm hoping that we get Meg in. We're going to see if she's available, and I'll probably be pinging a couple of you fine individuals that are craters here in a little bit. There may be a GW sighting. You never know. Yeah, thanks, Meg. Paul, yes, drink dares are more than welcome. You can. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. cruising on the high seas. 11 a.m.
Yeah.
But
11 to 4.
yeah, if you want us to do some kind of shot or something like that for one of the for the spinning, if you want that to go on the wheel, we can do that as well. Yeah. Did I say p.m.? Yeah, it's 11 a.m.
You might have.
to 4 p.m. Yeah. Thanks, Meg. All right. Well, son of a bitch.
You can't say that.
Well, we ran out of time for Blockbuster. It wasn't Blockbuster this week. Showbiz. Dadgummit. Maybe next week, guys, we will find out about what is going on with the free cruise. But this week, unfortunately, we ran out of time. Thank you guys for being here. I'm glad y'all were nice to Grandma.
Thank you. We enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. I enjoy any time that you can sit under the learning tree with Grandma. I hope y'all enjoyed
Grandma
it
is our biggest supporter. She's been on
Yeah.
every live that we've done.
too. She sure has. Thank you guys for joining us. Bless up, bless out. Hope everybody has a great weekend, or a great week rather. And make sure you hit the like and the subscribe and the alert bell if you haven't done so yet. Moonlight Adventures out.
Bye.
Bye.